Hi, this is LaDonna, and I'm with And She Saw Stars and AndSheSawStars.com. I have a YouTube channel, And She Saw Stars, and my blog has been going on for since 2014, okay, and almost 6 years. It's quite a bit. I've covered a lot of items such as FITM, because I started while I was at school studying fashion design. I am a veteran, okay, and I got out as a lieutenant colonel. And I went back to school to do fashion design. I'm an engineer by trade, and I was in for almost 18 years. And I've showcased my designs successfully at Fashion Next in Portland, Oregon, and then also Vancouver Fashion Week. And I specialize in sort of like a upcycle, recycle design that is eco-friendly, and I do get a lot of requests to showcase in those arenas. I have covered Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Sydney, Australia, and Melbourne Fashion Festival there as press. And while there, one of my designs was seen by one of their PR folks. You can see that on my media page at AndSheSawStars.com. And it's really great. It's been sort of like a difficult road as a veteran sort of going back to school. And I started the GoFundMe campaign to help raise tuition for me to finish the degree. Excuse me. And that's in fashion design and pattern design. And that's because my GI Bill ran out. And though I tried to look into other measures to see if I can get more GI Bill, or to see if I might be able to do, other things like tuition or stuff like that, it did not match or work. It's for your program that I'm trying to do, and I think it's an okay school. There are things about it I like, or else I would not go. FITM was awesome. FITM had a lot of pluses, but a lot of stuff I didn't really like about there. I tried to do stuff for the knitwear, and I encountered racism while I was there. I'm not used to that type of stuff. It's sort of zero tolerance while you're in the Air Force. And I ended up not completing it because of it. It was just too much. Now I'm, at the Beverly Hills Design Institute doing pattern design and fashion design. And maybe one day I'll return to sort of knit, as I sort of have a specialty in the recycling of knits and recycling of fabrics to create new designs. And my designs are very exciting. I don't have a line right now. And what I do is, if you have a design that you're interested in, I sort of make to order. If you want something to wear, I can design you something and then create it for you, and then you could pay me for that, for the design. If you're interested, go to AndSheSawStars.com, and then you can email me at AndSheSawStars@gmail.com. If you want to check out my GoFundMe campaign, that's at GoFundMe, .com. And you'll see it's sort of like dreadful. It's not really doing that well. It's sort of like a dead fish or whatever. I didn't really like that at all. I'm hoping that the campaign is salvageable via my website. And if it is, then I will be able to do what I hope needs to do, like to raise the funds anyway. Anyway, I decided to try this PayPal pools. Okay? Now, if you go to my website, I have on the donation page, you can go to PayPal pools, and you can donate there to like one of my pools. I have a Give What You Can one, and then I have one that's a tuition help, and there it's sort of like another way of trying to get the GoFundMe, here, okay? So if you believe in it, and I mean, I could say, yes, it's Christmas time or, the holiday time. People like to be charitable, but it doesn't really matter about the time. If you're looking to donate to something or someone, then my crowdfunding, efforts or whatever are for like a student that's trying to raise funds to continue study, live off of, in the community, so having funds for rent, tuition, books, and the tuition, okay, to complete the degree. Any funds that are also donated will sort of go towards the sponsorship of my showing at various shows. I can post on the website, who's asked me to show and deadlines. And if I raise the funds, then I can go in. Like I was recently asked to show, and I think it was maybe New York. Okay, I'm not sure. It's the eco show, and unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to have the funds. And also I had sort of a death in the family not too long ago, but it's for 2020. I can post that, and if I get enough funding for that sponsorship, then I will go and use the funds for that. I can provide regular updates on my YouTube channel, what's going on for that, and then also my website, so people know how the funds are to be used. It's very important for people to understand, how donations are used, why to donate, and then how it will be used. I'm not doing what is it, the Kickstarter, where you get these things back and this, and people are happy. At this level, you donate and you receive something like that. I might consider that in the future, some sort of project. But really, I'm sort of at the point where I'm a student, and so I'm working like that, and where you're getting, and I don't want to be funny, it's sort of like this thing of like a person you're investing in their future, and sort of you believe in education, you believe in causes, or you're into fashion, or you're into my blog, you're into what I've developed, and you want to see more, or you want to sort of give, you're charitable, and you're picking so many that you're giving for this particular time, then consider me. I'm going to try this venue for maybe a year to see if it's viable, see if it's worthwhile. And you can see a little bit about PayPal pools on the donation page. And then, of course, you can go to PayPal and see how it works. But it's very much, you go to the PayPal pools, look at the website, and then, the email address. You donate, give what you can or whatever. And then it shows up, and then I get a note. If you do, I'm very thankful, okay, because I could use it. Starting freelancing is sort of what I'm doing, is how it's sort of working right now. I'm in between like students, being a student, and also doing my freelance work. A lot of freelance work is unpaid, but I do get my name out, and I've received a lot of fame in that way, and that my brand is being requested quite a bit. That's all really great, and I'm very thankful for that. I believe in currencies, in exchange, and this is sort of an exchange currency where my name goes out and more PR agencies know about it. Also, if you're into my writing and you see me read, do reading, public reading, I do have a book out called The New Moon Ascendant, and that's available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. Also, I think it's Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and also, Lulu. Okay, Lulu Publishing. Lulu Publishing is where I originally did the publishing through, and then it's going out to these other formats. It's available digital, and you can get a hard copy from Lulu direct. It's a great book. It's about 70 some odd pages. It's a fairy tale, and has one of my original sketches, on it, on the book, and it's about a girl who sort of is living with her family, and her brother is being sort of given away as a form of sacrifice to another realm where they're doing exchange. Someone goes, and then someone is gone for a time, and then they return. and what happens to her on the way, for the loss of a family member is sort of the journey that she takes. In the end, she's different, and I might do a reading of it, post it on my website. That might be great, okay? And then you can sort of hear it. I did a reading for it at a writer's workshop, the Paris Writers Workshop, which I am a successful attendee of. It's very well known, happens annually, or should be biannually maybe, in Paris. And you go and you do your writing workshops there. And I had a successful reading of it there. And I've also done public readings of a manuscript that I have excerpts of, Dreams of My Auntie, I believe. And that was also well received. That was when I was in Virginia. And people really respond to how I read, and they really respond to how I spin or tell a tale. And so I think you'll find the book worthwhile. Okay. The book will likely be $30. Okay. And it's a slim tome, but it lasts, the story of it. And you want to know more. And that's very important for any story that you tell, that you want to know more. It makes you want to come back and come back again. And so this is where you have donations. If you're into that, then you can go find my book, put a link there, and then you can go buy it. And if you're interested in it, I'll sign it. I'm not quite doing signings as yet, but I do talk about where I'm going to show, like certain press events where I might be seen. Then, if you see me there, because I was sort of raised with the comic book convention thing, if you catch me and you have my book, then I'll be more than happy to sign it. And if you have any questions about the inspiration behind my characters, I'll be more than happy to sort of chat about that. If you're interested in things of like writings and stuff like that, I'd be happy to chat with that briefly, okay? Because time is of the essence and is important. But I do believe in education and mentoring. I was in the Air Force, and I've mentored many engineers, many officers, many NCOs, and senior NCOs, and even government employees, to be the best that they can be. And I am still doing that, even post-military, active duty career as a veteran. And fashion design was something my mom did. She did quite a bit. And she recently died. So anyway, she did French dressmaking and couture, and she studied at Madame Navarre School in Southfield in the 60s. So anyway, she always likes my designs, but she wanted me to do more traditional gowns. I'm just one of those, new age people. Not that she was old age, okay? But I believe in sort of this eco recycling of fabrics, recycling of designs. And I know she's seen my gown, my one rock and roll gown that I did, is amazing. And you can see it walk the runway at the Vancouver Fashion Week at the YouTube channel, and she saw stars. You can also see me talk about the LA auto show and what I saw there for Mazda, what I saw there for Acura, what I saw there for the Cooper. I talk about textiles and colors. I talk about longevity. I am originally from Detroit. So things of that nature, and I am an engineer, aerospace engineer. So things of that nature still, speak to me. Fabrics speak to me as an engineering application. And textiles and weight and aerodynamics and how garments move down a runway. So at any rate, this is my tape, okay? And it is sort of inspired because the GI Bill ran out, and it doesn't look like they're giving more. And I do want to finish my education. It's because you need more education to really, really push your design and style. I am looking for internships, And so I am applying for that. And in couture, I'm sewing. Also curation, I wouldn't mind. I have applied for jobs with like to go back to do engineering, but that is for me so that I can return back to fabric design and gowns, just to keep my engineering skills relevant, on point with the study of aerodynamics and sort of aircraft design, spacecraft design, or propulsion. Engine propulsion was sort of one of my big things. I have a background in test, and so I'm looking for things of that nature. And maybe in the future I might design parachutes in addition to gowns. And I might design your parachute pants even. Okay? Maybe for civilians as well as for, military operations. People come out and have more aerodynamic garments as they, do free fall through the atmosphere. But anyway, that's sort of me. I hope this sort of tells you a little bit about And She Saw Stars, a little bit about myself. I am looking for publishers for a manuscript about sprites. Okay, if you're interested in that, do contact me and I can send it to you. I've sent it to Leowin once. I'm looking to send it out again, and it's called Sprite Primer. And I do work with prayer. I believe in the angels, and I believe in fairy, and I believe in, the assistance of divine beings to get you in further, including yourself, obviously. And so these are sort of little books about what I've experienced from an engineer's perspective. So that's something to really look at and think about. Okay, so anyway, I think I am a worthwhile investment for fashion and also for engineering applications for ideas. I can also do contracts, hire out to do ideas, work 6-month contract. If you have a project management, project design, I am available for things like that. You can see that on my ideas and concepts page. It's sort of the engineering aspects of me. If you have a problem, I can come up with maybe how to move through it as a problem solver, and sort of like a little think tank. And then we talk about rights to that idea, intellectual property rights, and how that might help your company if that thing is of interest. Okay, and then you have the book that you could buy. You have the press events where you can maybe see me, meet me, see my photography. If you're interested in, I could also, sell that. I did have that for sale, okay? But that's not something I'm working actively. What I am actively working is looking for a gallery that wants to showcase my photography. Then I'll be able to present that in a nice measure, and then, of course, sales can come from that. I think that's sort of all I have. If you have any questions for me, send me an email at andshesawstars@gmail.com. I do also have gumdrops, and that's an old email. That's Golf Uniform Mama Delta Romeo Oscar Papa Zulu Zulu @hotmail.com. And that's another email spot for me. And I think that's pretty much it. But, I wanted to put something up to show why I have a donation page, what you're really donating to, and then what you might get from it if you should donate. I hope it helps. All right, thank you. All right, bye.